pretty much a lot of big time runners here featured tonight. We have Tristal, who's trying to clear his final .02 to get back down to 0 in the league standings. Split Punch trying to do the same. I think Split Punch has a little bit more points. Manachi 85 is going to try to stop him. Will Bloodworth is in there too, and the competition has begun.
Yeah, this is a who's who of some of the top flight players in the league right now. So this is a really nice set of people on stream. And we've got Lit 2 in the Black Mage 1 shop, as well as Blind Hold and Lit 1. So you're probably not going to see a lot of any of those other spells. Everyone's grabbed Lit 2 for their Black Mages, and they're going to be satisfied with that for the start.
Yeah, that's going to be a good, I don't know, about a good 100 points of damage to all the monsters, maybe a little bit less than that. And they're actually going to elect to run from the imps. Okay. Will Bloodworth did.
Yeah, Split Punch has decided to take him down, exactly. So already a little bit of route divergence. Will Bloodworth is like notorious for loving living dangerously and grueling runs. So I'm not surprised to see him kind of just say, I got 6 charges of Lit 2 or whatever. I can just go straight for Garland now.
Yeah, he picked up the white shirt, which is good in just about anything in any other alignment, but not this one.
Yeah, the white shirt casts Invis 2 on your party, which it gives them all 40 points of evade. It makes your tanky characters dancing tanky characters that are very hard to hit and even tankier. But in this particular party arrangement, it's really not going to help much.
Yeah, you're right. You still can use it for Invis, and now we do have a couple of people who's decided to go straight for the ship.
Yeah, with early bridge turned on, you don't need to kill Garland immediately. You may come back there just to see if some plot items or important gear is there, but you can head straight for Provoca if that's what you want to do, and it looks like some people do. And I believe Tristal has already picked up the TNT at the top of Temple of Fiends, so he knows it's there, but you're going to see other people like Minochi come back for it.
Oh, wow. I would say Tristal's going to have a little bit of a head start.
Yeah, he knows where to look, right? So he doesn't have to waste his time now, like, wondering whether or not it's there, stopping other places first. Now he's got his TNT. So that is handy. Minochi dispatches the pirates pretty handily. With Lit 2, you don't have much to worry about. It doesn't really matter what the pirates had. In this case, Dark Touch. Your Lit 2, eventually you're going to get it off, and it's game over. So that's going to take some of the pressure off early for sure.
Yeah, indeed. And Crystal's just trying to make sure all the spells are picked up. Try to get some equipment.
There's not much to get in the armor shop. I mean, you're looking for the bracelets, basically, and none were forthcoming so far.
That's actually a pretty good shop we got over here. Cabins and heals.
It's not as good as the shop over there that had Nuke in it. So we've got level 2 Nuke, and now everyone's really going to be packing.
Oh my goodness! So this is going to be. So far, the indications are pointing to a very quick seed.
Yeah, for stage 4 so far, we've had about 1 hour to 90 minutes. Very short seeds for having to play as much through the game as you have to play. You'd think you'd be getting closer to 2 hours, but it really hasn't been the case. And with this kind of... what do we see there?
Ass with stone touch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that venom that instantly causes paralysis and then petrification.
Man, I tell you, I'll avoid those all the time.
Yeah. No clinic can treat that. You got to bring the softs into the field.
I am staying out of this world.
Minochi heads off to the the Peninsula of Power. He's going to start nuking away and grinding some levels early. So this is sort of an interesting play. These are the runners that went straight to Provoca. They don't know where the TNT is, right? So they're going to do some grinding. We'll see the runners that have it if they make a different choice.
No, there's Split Punch. He's off to the Peninsula of Power, and can you blame him?
Yeah, with Lit 2 and Nuke, it's going to be pretty tempting to grind some quick levels here. You can't deny it. But Tristal actually has the TNT, so he doesn't have anything to worry about. He knows he can just set sail for the open seas after Elfland. So we'll see if he chooses to do the same thing.
I think I'm thinking Split's only going to be able to use one trip to to the peninsula for now, because he finally gets that second giant, which means a bunch of levels.
Yeah. Yeah, the giant did prove pretty tough. And this is like, you think, well, Lit 2 is AoE, Nuke's AoE, is it that much better? It is like heads and tails better than Lit 2. Even on an enemy that's vulnerable to Lit 2, like Nuke is going to do 100 to 200 and then sometimes doubled up to 400. So there's no comparison. The extra charges of Nuke are going to speed up your grind here big time.
Oh, Split did stick around because he did have one more use of Nuke, and there goes all those Frost Wolves.
Yeah,
that's going to be a lot of points.
Contrary to its appearance, is not actually Fire Elemental too. It's non-elemental, so you don't have to worry about any pesky resistances getting in the way either, which is great.
All right, so Wolf and Tristal now picking up the Nuke spell. They also defeated the pirates along the way. Minochi is going to head up to the Matoya's cave, and he's going to find absolutely naught.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fool's errand, but you got to do it just in case. Even Tristal's making that journey, because there could be Mass Moon in there, and if you're the only guy that doesn't get it, well, that's curtains.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, you never know.
All right. Will Bloodworth heading back to Provoca after his first round of Peninsula Power grinding. He's going to restore his party. If he's got some spare cash, he might buy some more spells. Doesn't look like it, though.
I'll tell you what, he's going to be in pristine position to pick up some good equipment if required, as he moves on to what I'd like to call the no fair reset. He ran into a battle, just a few steps after he saved the game, so he just went no fair and hit the reset button, and here we go. And then he's did about 100 steps to a monster.
Yeah. Minochi, I noticed, was stocking up on softs. They're only $59, so it's like slash the prices. Don't pay a cent till 2018 on the softs. So he picks up a bunch. $59 is a huge sale.
Yeah, I'd say that's a really good play with a few of these monsters turning people into stone here.
You can go a whole run sometimes without ever finding out who has Stone Touch, but it was pretty early this one, so picking up a few is a good idea.
Yeah, and I mean, those snakes, they hang out all over the place. Like they're in Marsh Cave if that becomes required, right?
Yes, and fortunately, it doesn't look like it will, because with the early TNT, the likelihood that the Marsh has what you need drops precipitously. But it's totally possible, and it would be deliciously ironic too.
And we missed Tristal picking up the crown. Where was that? Oh, that must have been in the Dwarf Cave.
Oh, he's doubling back from it too.
Oh dear, the Rururus have heal 3. That's not a bad thing, of course, but except for the fact that it's going to cost a lot of time.
Yeah, it'll test your patience. Yeah, Tristal drops back to Corneria to do some quick shopping, cashes in the ice sword that he has sadly no use for, and picks up a almost as good new to him falchion.
And a whole bunch of heal potions.
Yeah, Will Bloodworth runs into a batch of 4 mad ponies.
Yeah, he's been liking those mad ponies. I think this is the second or third time or more he's been going after them as Split Punch finds his crown.
Yeah, that does come as a huge surprise. See, but now with the crown, what Tristal has decided to do is complete the key quest, it looks like.
Yeah, and 3 seconds later, Minochi also found the crown, so it's just Will who's looking for a crown now.
Yeah, and it's in an easy place, so I do anticipate him finding it. It's just like, how much grinding does he want to do? I think that when you find the crown this early, even though it's not mandatory, it is super tempting. It's just a little bit of sailing to unlock, like 15 chests or something, so can't say no, I guess, and we'll see what we get. I'd be curious if somebody off stream has chosen not to cash it in, but I would be surprised.
Quad X being bought over in Elfheim.
Right. Quad X is one of those spells, right? It instantly kills anything with less than 300 HP, and normally that means if you can take advantage of that because you're pretty sure that somebody might be up in that range, that's pretty good damage against something like a boss. You know, most spells aren't going to come anywhere near 300, and it can kill a boss with 299, right? So, but in this kind of seed with Nuke, it's a really hard. Like if you're out of charges, that's one thing, but you're not going to see it as much.
Meanwhile, Tristal has been told by Astos, "Here, have a crystal." I'm kind of quoting the NPC redo that the NPC randomization that is in the works as I speak.
Yeah, a lot of beta testers have been hitting our randomizer.com. Excuse me. It's the newest hotness. It's still in the works, and there are still some bugs and kinks to work out. I think we're getting very close. Tardipan's done a great job on it, but it's not ready for the prime time yet. In the meanwhile, you get the real dialogue.
All right, so literally Split Punch and Tristal are neck and neck. I mean, they killed Astos within 10 seconds of each other.
Yeah, we're never really sure if the old man really was Astos all along, or if Astos really was an old man all along. But nevertheless,
yeah,
he does get beat up pretty good in these seeds.
And Minochi's going to be right there. So Artie Platypus has observed Tristal picking up Temper, and he's asking, is there any real reason to pick up Temper in this seed?
Any reason is a stretch, because extreme statements, you're always asking for, of course, there's some case where it could come in handy. Is he going to cast it even once is the real question. And the answer is maybe not, because you're going to have to temper that thief a bunch of times for him to cut through a particularly hard enemy, whereas you might just be able to nuke his face off. So I don't expect he'll cast it, but he's the kind of guy that plays at a level that can prove me wrong, and I'm sure it's possible.
Where is Tristal going now? Is he not? Oh, wait, he's going back up to Matoya's cave to cash in the crystal.
Yeah, there's a little bit of zigzagging to complete this quest.
Yeah, really close race so far by the 3 of our 4 racers. So just about let me see if I can do that. Yeah, 1 minute between Tristal, Split, and Minochi and picking up the crystal and defeating Astos.
Yeah, hang on to your seats. This could be a close one with 1 minute in FFR. That's like one unrunnable that's forced that you get stuck with that someone else manages to breeze by because they're in a different place in the counter table. So this is still very much anybody's game, but we knew it was going to be at the 12-minute mark. It would have been a surprise if somebody was really running away with it. And so far, nothing particularly deadly. We've had some, stone touch asps, but most of the stuff is getting rolled over pretty good. I haven't seen a lot of near wipes or anything like that to be worried about, which doesn't bode well for the future, because those spells have to be somewhere.
Yeah, indeed. And I guess the racers are pretty much hoping, because of that stone touch, that they don't want to go to Marsh Cave if they can help it. The slab theoretically could be in the Marsh Cave still.
Huh. There's the tail in Elfland Castle. And Pro Rings also available in Elfland for a reasonable price, $4,700.
Yeah, pro rings are always good stuff. What is it? 8 defense? Does that sound right?
Yeah, 8 absorb and instant death protection. I love to just pair it over and over and over that it's the best piece of hand armor in the game and anybody can equip it, so gotta love it. Don't be tempted by those opal bracelets. They're opal gauntlets. They're just not as good. Same absorb, but no death protection.
Yeah. Will Bloodworth hanging out over in the Peninsula Power.
I'm starting to be a little surprised at the amount of grinding that he's actually doing here. So he's got a plan in mind, and I look forward to asking him about it later. But in the meantime, it just seems like in a race where, you know, you can blitzkrieg through, especially with all those lit 2 and nuke charges. Is this early grind going to pay off later? And that remains to be seen.
And we have discovered that Tristal has found the slab in Corneria Castle. Oh, everybody. Oh, Will passed up on a tyro.
Wonders never cease. The slab in Corneria. So, like, the plot items coming thick and strong in this one.
But the floater's still at large.
And the great equalizer. People that find it first are way ahead, generally.
Minochi's going to try the Western Keep and doesn't find anything.
Power Gauntlet. But for the same reasons that we don't expect to see a lot of Temper, we don't expect to see a lot of Power Gauntlet. Having said that, I'm a little surprised. I might have kept it, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Kizzy's asking sub 1 hour. I don't know. Usually the game of Final Fantasy. Are we playing 4X? Does that sound right? 4X experience as Minochi picks up his slab?
We are playing 4X experience. I just went to the books to check.
Yeah, so I think sub 1 hour is probably might be a stretch.
I think Artea's got the pace time for this stage so far. I'm sure someone will helpfully correct me if I'm wrong, and his time was right near the hour. So sub an hour, I have difficulty projecting that without finding the floater earlier, and I still don't know where it is, right? That can eat up tons of time as you're rummaging around for it.
All right, well, Minochi's going to try Temple of Fiends.
If you're doing all the other key chests, it would be a shame to forget one behind, you know? Except maybe those ones at the bottom of March. We can see about that. And there in the bottom right corner is the TNT.
Yep.
And I'm silenced because I thought I saw it somewhere else, and now I realize that I must have misspoken, and there we go. So look at that.
And you were still kind of right anyway, as Will runs away from another Tyro.
Yeah, you know, I thought I made a mistake once, Game Boy, but then I found out I was wrong. I wasn't. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Zombles with cremate, and this might. No, Will's still alive here.
He picked a fine time to run out of nukes. And he bails out. Yeah.
There goes the silver hammer.
And a coral sword, which the thief can actually use. So that's a lucky break. Yeah, Fuchsia's with me in the chat. Casting some shade at Will for this unnecessarily long grind. I'm looking forward to eating my words like I usually do. Heck, I eat my words when I make static observations, like what people find in chests. So talking strategy, I'm really liable to get into trouble.
So we just discovered Fast is over in Melmond, and that probably will help to some degree.
Yeah, we got copper.
Not much though.
Yeah, the copper bracelets are going to help too. They're nice and cheap, and you can outfit the black mages. He probably has a deep enough pocket now. He would have been happy to see silvers, maybe, but he'll have to do with coppers. And now I understand. I thought it was TNT. It was merely a dent. Apologies, everyone. Thanks for putting up with me. And Split Punch takes the time to nuke Garland. Something you got to do eventually, because the Phantom is just on the other side of that black orb portal that you need all the orbs lit to access.
We'd like to thank, theoretically, my partner in crime, Norestra, with coming in with the fastest seed of 1:11:14 for Artea.
Okay, so yeah, I was a bit over optimistic by saying around the hour. Yeah. And it looks like we've got the floater locked in dwarves too. So this is something else as far as everything being dumped on you at the start. And it's just a question of continuing all the taking the key and bringing it around. I mean, if you're going to do the key quest, you're going to do dwarf. So everybody that's done that is probably going to find it pretty quickly.
Oh, was the floater in the dwarf as well? Wow.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting from chat. Yeah, there's a bit of discussion about whether or not you bother with the tail and the class change because you got the level 2 nuke. It's somewhere around a bit of a walk, half a minute to scramble down to Bahamut and go through all the animations. It really makes your thief a lot more respectable in terms of his survivability, but is it necessary? Is it going to save you that minute? I don't know.
Well, Tristal does go ahead and pick up the canoe. Oh yeah, he will need it because he's got to pick up the floater.
Yeah.
Or the airship, excuse me.
Exactly. The that last little leg of the trip just to get down to the desert there does require the canoe. So he had to pop in and say hello to the canoe sage, as we affectionately refer to him in our software.
And Will just picked up the crown 14 minutes before or after, Tristal. So except he does have a lot of experience, so we'll see which strategy pays off in the end.
Now Tristal's doing the tour de force, observing the basic strategy of grab the rod right after you get the airship so you don't forget about it. It's not that far away, so just get her done. That's what he does.
21-minute, 40-second rod. I would say that's pretty quick.
Yeah, things are moving quick here, and then he's going to duck back into the Titans, and we'll see what we got here.
We have Tigers. That's what we have.
But the thief does his job, gets him out of trouble, and just a whole pile of gold, and not that much either. About 5,500 or so. That'll buy a couple bracelets maybe, but no big deal.
Yeah.
See if he heads to Cardia next. Alright, Split Punched making his way around the crescent to the village that bears its name. Monochi's on his way out. He should have his canoe.
So Tristal did get the slab. Yes, Tristal did get the slab translated. So he is on his way to Lufia.
Close enough.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, your Leifanish has a bit of an accent, I guess. Maybe that's what I can chalk it up to. He's headed off to Lufia too, the Fortress of Doom, right?
Yeah, no, I get confused because sometimes everybody here may have noticed that sometimes I say the PSP version and sometimes I say the NES version. So,
yeah.
No matter though, he's got the chime.
He sure does. I wonder if he did that this early because he has any intention of popping into Mirage, or if that was just I don't want to forget, so I'm going to do it now kind of thing.
I wouldn't blame him for going to Mirage because, I mean, he's got like 87,000 casts of nukes, so...
Yeah, he's got like 70s era arms race nuclear arsenal. And that'll get him through the first couple floors if he wants to pillage the place. But it's still a bit risky. I mean, there's a lot of things you could run into.
So I'm bending toward Tristal winning because we mentioned that Will got the crown like 14 minutes after a ton of grinding, but the thing is Tristal's grinding while he's completing his objective. So I'm definitely thinking Tristal has a solid lead out of our streamers at this point.
Yeah, the old kill as you go kind of strategy, and it works really good when you have lots of charges of nuke. You know, you don't have to be afraid of very much. That's exactly what he's been choosing to do, and it looks good. Like, I mean, he's visibly in first. If Will can make a comeback remains to be seen.
Now, Minochi is trying the fire volcano.
Yeah, he found a rune sword so far. He could pop that on his thief. Every other weapon his thief could equip, he actually just previously discarded the last time he was in the menu, so he doesn't even seem to care about equipping him. Well, he just found
katana.
Jeez, it was one thing after another, like that scene from Pulp Fiction when he keeps finding the better weapon, right? So we'll see if he promotes his thief, because he has a katana now, which is pretty savage. So it's
nice
tempting.
job. Oh, I'm sorry. Nice job, Tristal. You killed Tyro. Made steak out of it.
Somebody's got to call the Tyro population. If unchecked, they could just grow and dominate, and that would destroy the ecosystem completely. Minochi's seen enough of the volcano floor 2. He's going to pop back out and save. We'll see if he goes on a journey of self-discovery and promotion or not.
Well, I think first thing he's going to do is revive his warriors.
It looks like the first thing he's going to do is pick up silver bracelets. And he can
that's a good call.
Yeah. They'll wake up from death already equipped.
Oh, how about gold bracelets instead?
Yeah, you know, if you got the fundage for it.
Yeah, he sold that dragon armor. I'm sorry, he sold that dragon armor for 26,000 money. So that was Tristal's trying the Earth Cave.
Yeah, and the Sun Sword and the Vorpal Sword. And I think he actually kept the katana, which implies that he is likely to promote.
Yeah, I'm thinking that would be a good idea, because that'll give the thief spells if required.
Yeah, you got Nuke down there. You get if you get to level 15, right? So it's certainly a reasonable idea. Gold bracelets for everyone.
Everybody gets a gold bracelet.
Gold bracelets for some, silver bracelets for others. Miniature Lufenian flags for everyone.
Tristal ran into 4 wizards. That is one of the dreaded unrunnable encounters. There are numerous unrunnables throughout our game. That's just the first one of them.
Yep, Tristal's actually doing Earth now. This is a nice little place to pop in. It does sort of generally have the easiest monsters. Everything's randomized, of course, so it might not. It does have the wizard unrunnable, but who doesn't anymore? And with a rod, you can blow your way past the vampire and make it down to Lich, who's definitely the easiest fiend. So I like the play, because you should be able to get through this without too much trouble, and you never know what you'll find if other people wait to do it later.
Well, we have somebody else who found a katana. It's Split Punched who found one over in the Bahama Caves.
Yeah, Bahama Rama up there in Cardia. It's got to be this beautiful tropical jungle. We'll see if that tempts him to get promoted. And it certainly does. He's not going to mess around.
Yeah, and now tell me, what are the differences between Thief and Ninja? I mean, I know they cast black magic, but do they have any stat bonuses or stat penalties or anything like that? Same thing with the black mages.
Not worthy of mention. I'm not 100% sure if there's a 1 or 2 point difference in stat growth. The only famous one is that black belts become significantly worse, dropping from 4 magic defense per level to 1 magic defense per level when they become masters. So that's not a problem. The rest of the classes, you can generally think of it as a straight upgrade. Especially the Thief to Ninja. That's probably the most dramatic of all. So all the more reason. Especially when you find the best weapon in the game for them right there. Excluding Mass Moon, of course. Tristal finishes off all the floors of the Earth Cave and is now banging on Lich's door. Let's tune in. Oh, Minochi happens to be doing the same thing to Carrie, so keep your eyes peeled to the right side of your screen.
Yeah, and I'm thinking this is just going to be a PSP destruction of Lich here. There it is, just 450 points, and
Oh yeah.
Lich is down.
And Kerry went down without much of a fight either. Or is that who you were talking about?
Oh, that's right. Minoshi, yeah, you're right, Carrie.
No, it's easy to get confused. They were both like the dungeons look a little similar at the very end there. So, yeah, both Kerry and Lich susceptible to nuke as much as anybody else, and they're both swiftly defeated. You might almost see them trade places now. It'd be funny.
Yeah, that was only a 16-second difference between fire pickup and water pickup, so still a very, very good competitive race.
Yeah, Minochi and Tristal look to be roughly neck and neck, but with the route divergences, will be hard to tell. Okay, so there is Tristal heading to Volcano.
But first, he's going to do a couple no-fair resets.
Yeah, a little counter manipulation there. He must know about this long run, so he's decided to take a fight and reset out of it. And he's basically saying he's in go mode. He doesn't even hit the trove. He's just diving right for Kerry.
Yeah, and I would say that's a good idea because there were no ribbons. I mean, he doesn't know that, but there were no ribbons there, so he doesn't know it. But it was an amazing, great call.
Yeah, let's call it what it is. It was a lucky guess, but
yeah,
a lucky, educated guess. He had no reason to think that there were no ribbons in there, but he's satisfied with his party as is.
Oh, Wizard Ogres, you shouldn't have showed up with Tristal coming down. You just got blasted.
And Will catches up to he's got his TNT now, so he must be thinking to himself, uh-oh, everybody would have found this pretty quickly because it's not in Marsh, so they probably didn't go there.
That's true. Minochi at 1659, Split Punch at 1733, Tristle 1841, and Will Bloodworth 3119.
The split times on the individual items. Can you give us a rundown of how you're doing that? Because that's some pretty awesome sorcery now.
Yeah, it's our newest feature of this tracker that we've programmed here at Randomania. It now reports all the splits of, like, every time our tracker here, Zangrief, clicks on an item, it records when what the clock read at the time he made that split. So it is really amazing stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty great because, as commentators curse, we tend to lie, mislead, say things that are completely backwards, and forget everything we've ever said. So it's pretty great to be able to have that backup. And now we do see that Minochi and Tristal have basically traded places without any investments between them. Tristal just finishing off Kerry, and Minochi is halfway through Earth. It's a bit longer of a trek. So now we can safely say that Tristal's out in front.
Holy mackerel. Tristal just flew by that volcano. 3 minutes and 12 seconds between that.
That's
between him and Minochi.
That's a fast volcano is what that is. That's a go mode volcano. Or the Volcane Go. Nah? No? Nothing, just nothing. Crickets. Okay. That's fair.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. I'm the one that should be sorry. All right. Where are we now? So, Minochi takes quick care of the vampire and he's head down to the bottom half of Earth. Split Punched is strolling through the waterfall. We'll get a look at the waterfall chest coming up top left. Tristal just finished Volcano. He's just on a straightforward vanilla crusade at this point. We'll expect to see him head to the volcano now if he's doing them in order. And Will Bloodworth finds his floater and must be thinking, oh man, they're all over now.
Yeah, Fuchsia Fantasy observing that Tristal seemingly is putting on a clinic right now, and there's probably a lot of truth to that as he's off to get the cube in the waterfall. And the only question I have is, where is Artea? Artea is not streamed, and so we don't know what Artea is up to right now. And we can also mention everybody else who's participating. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a 10-horse race, I believe, tonight, which is a pretty great turnout, and it's got a lot of the top shelf players too. So it could be a real barn burner.
The fact of the matter is, it's Split Punch who is first to the cube.
I believe Tristal just popped in there too. We'll see about that when he gets out of this fight. Split Punched having a long, drawn-out conversation with some wizard mummies. One of them survived a nuke, which is inconvenient.
Norestra, who said Artea's in 9. This is not Zelda Randomizer. Sorry.
Will Bloodworth picks up a charge of fast, I think. Be interesting to see. That comes into play. Fast doesn't stack, so it's kind of a one-shot boost. It's a good one, but again, like, is anybody really intending on beating anyone down? I hope it doesn't come to that for their time's sake.
So Tristal now getting the bottle. Now I would think that he knew where the bottle was previously. So I'm kind of wondering if this is exactly optimal routing here. Him going all the way up through the waterfall, getting the cube, and possibly we didn't see it, and then him coming back down to pick up the bottle, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, the bottle was $29,000, so that's a fat chunk of change, and it's entirely possible that he was keeping track of all the loot that he was picking up to sell until he had it. Because obviously he just had like 100 extra when he got out of the waterfall. So maybe that was just brilliant calculation in his head. Maybe he forgot and double-checked and was like, oh, look at that, what luck. Nah, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, though.
Oh, I actually... yeah, they're telling us that Tristal didn't even get the cube yet. So
yeah, he didn't. Yeah, sorry, I didn't correct myself. I thought he went to waterfall, but he did not. But he did like land there and think about it, and that obviously probably was not necessary.
Okay, so now he's gonna proceed to probably. I'm guessing he'll probably go off to the Sunken Shrine.
That's what it would indicate. Split Punched having a wonderful time trying to get out of the bloody waterfall, though.
All right, I stand corrected. He definitely is going to the waterfall now. Tristal is.
Yeah, whether you do it before or after is just kind of, do you need the gear to help yourself out? Because there's nothing, you don't need a cube yet. I don't think it's a big deal one way or the other, but you might find an item in there that helps you beat the Sea Shrine, I suppose.
All right, looks like let's see what we've got here. Will Bloodworth is picking up the airship.
Yeah, he'll be turning on the speed now because he's got a well-heeled party. So he's got to do the basic stuff, some fetch quests, and then we'll see how quickly he can start blowing through Fiend Dungeons, because that's got to be on his agenda now.
Yeah, still the big thing is Will Bloodworth does have a lot of experience, so I mean, we're gonna see if that helps him here.
The naive thing to say is that experience and levels don't improve your spell damage or anything like that. They give you some more charges for sure, but you're not benefiting that much from them if you had enough beforehand. So the smart money says it's not going to work out, and I keep saying this, and I keep hoping to be proven wrong because it was definitely a different strategy.
Oh, what a play by Tristal! Waiting for the robot to get the cube. He notices the out of bounds bat, and then he runs into a nasty unrunnable, the Green Dragon.
The Gas Dragon. Come on, Gas Dragon. He's a green gas dragon. He's a dead dragon now. Is what he is.
To be fair, in the PSP, it is called the Green Dragon, and I'm a Dragon Warrior randomizer guy as well. So add it, yeah.
All right,
six or half a dozen, right?
You're excused.
No matter, though. Tristal took care of the gas dragon, no problem.
Yeah, there's not going to be much that can really pose a problem. Unless you walk into a fiend fight and he's got some nasty AoE and you have no ribbons or something. It could be like a quick draw who shot first thing. The situation with the fiends is they actually have enough HP that a nuke or two isn't going to kill them, which isn't true for just about anything else.
Hello, Nacho. How you doing today?
See you later, Nacho. Nobody likes the river encounters. Nobody likes the river encounters. You never hear someone say, "Oh, I'm going to go do a river grind." That's not a thing.
Well, I guess Entroper and the developers can just say, "Oh, let's just give all these river encounters a bunch of experience, and then they'll start river grinding." I mean, I'm just saying that could be a thing.
We'll call it river dance.
Oh, you just came up with an idea.
Don't get me started. All right, Tristal, the second one to cross the threshold into the sea shrine. I look at my note screen right after that and see that telltale wallpaper. All right.
Meridian. Never mind.
Yeah,
I guess I'm committed. No river encounters.
It gets too personal when all the devs start talking. We go off the rails. Minochi's a couple floors deep, actually, so he's definitely emerged back into the lead.
Yeah, I guess so. Quickly picking up 2 orbs. Yeah. Meanwhile, Will and Split both going after the Earth Cave.
Yeah, although Minochi, he's lost a Black Mage, and that's a big deal, because when you lose the Black Mage, you lose all the charges of Nuke along with it. So I just slashed the gas tank. There's a hole leaking out of it now, so we'll see if he's still got it.
Oh my goodness. So Tristal ran into Ghosts, which is one of our unrunnable encounters, excuse me, and man, they pack a punch, and they've got zillions of hit points.
Yeah, he was lucky to walk away with 17 HP, patch that Black Mage up, and get back out there. Minochi's getting very close to Kraken now, so it looks like he's going to have enough. And this really comes down to... we got Lobsters with Slow, ambushing Lobsters with Slow, so we can enjoy that for a minute. Let's check back in on Tristal. He's got an unrunnable himself.
Yeah, and that's 2 consecutive unrunnable encounters. Bad luck.
Split Punched actually finds a ribbon, I believe, in Earth. I didn't notice it before, so that's a nice find for him. Now Tristal meets the same ghosts, but he looks like he gets a jump on them, and boy, they are tough. Like about 300 health or so. Oh, this isn't turning against Minochi here. He's going straight to the Brack Strats against Kraken, which is always a tad risky. He's committed now. There's not enough time in his estimation to nuke him. Oh, boy. Down to his last Brack. Ineffective. One more Brack. Ineffective. Oh, he has to reset out.
Oh, bad break.
Bad Brack. Sorry, I thought that's what you were going for. I just had to repeat it just for the people that didn't get it, like you.
No, I know.
Game Boy, it's a pleasure. Anyway. All right. So,
Split Punch
following in Minochi's footsteps.
I'm sorry, Split Punch found a second ribbon in the Earth Cave, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. Why not? He's going to walk in there with ambitions and walk out looking fabulous. Tristal, following in Minochi's footsteps, is now getting pretty close to Kraken himself. He's got a full party and a few more charges. So we'll see if he has to go for the Desperation strats or if he just tries to nuke him. Kraken's obviously got enough physical prowess to basically one-shot anybody here. So if he goes nuke, he's committed. If he goes Brack, he's probably committed to that too.
Here he goes. What's it gonna be? Well, he's got no choice. He's nuking.
He is nuking.
Let's hope the Kraken smacks the thief.
Nice. He's about 240 in. There goes one black mage. Oh, that's a good shot for 250. He's done about 500 so far. He's getting close to vanilla Kraken. 334. That's a good nuke, and that gets the job done.
And I don't see his camera, but I bet he's going. Whew.
Oh yeah, he's breathing a huge sigh of relief. Every plan is a brilliant plan when it works perfectly, right?
So out of our streamed runners here this evening, Tristal is got a solid lead now.
Yeah, he really pulled ahead when the wheels came off from Minochi against Kraken. So with that in mind, he's looking very strong.
I definitely think Artea's 71-minute record in stage 4 is at risk here.
Yeah, we're only in the 45th minute. That is completely possible. He could go mode his way through this, the Sky Fortress and the Mirage Tower. You can jet through it if you're not checking chests, and I don't think he's going to bother.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to bother either.
Fuchsia backing me up saying Artea's time was close to an hour at 61 minutes. I don't know what to believe anymore, so we're just going to leave it out there.
All right, so Tristal had a little bit of a tough first encounter, but got through it okay, used heal potions. Okay, so it was 61 minutes. No matter, Tristal's in the 3rd floor of this tower. Ooh, bad pick-off here with Catmen.
Yeah, they're going to take their time and waste yours. Although...
Yeah. And Will with a nice quad X on the Kraken, the Lich, and as Minochi goes after the Kraken. Split Punch defeated the Lich as well.
And once again, Minochi keeps trying to bracken the Kraken, and it's ineffective.
I'll be right back.
Split Punch finished off Lich, top left corner, and Will Bloodworth now heading back to Provoca. It's going to pick up cash in a bunch of random gear. Another nasty encounter for Tristal. 6 more Catmen and Saber Tees. But it looks like he's going to be able to nuke his way out of it. Oh, one of the Catmen survived. 2 of them. Waste another charge. Waste some more time. Anything to give other people a shot to catch up. Yeah, those Catmen are pretty tough. Fear on Burgundy picks it up. That was the Holy Grail intermission reference.
Sorry about that.
And no problem. You just missed the intermission.
Yeah, I just got a report that. Well, never mind. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, what was the intermission?
Oh, I was humming the Holy Grail intermission song, and somebody recognized it, so it was all worthwhile. All right. Tristal gets to the trapped blue D tile. We'll see how this goes. He's hasting up his thief. He's taking 2 angles at it as he nukes away. See if that thief can get anything done while the black mage just nuke.
Wow, that's a lot of nukes, but okay.
Yeah, the Mirage Tower is pretty irradiated at this point. You better get out of there in a hurry.
All right, now we're off to the floating castle, where he'll bowl through this, but soon we're going to deal with the 5th floor. And the 5th floor has an encounter rate 3 times as much as virtually everything else in this game.
Meanwhile, Minochi's got his 3rd crystal lit, and he's picking up the cube, so he's hot on Tristal's heels, but he's still a good few minutes out.
Okay, here we go. Oh, he's on floor 4. All right, let's see. Will now has the chime. So is he? No, he still has to get the cube. Everybody's rooting for Warmac, but I haven't seen you yet. Or no, he's not on floor 5 yet.
Does he? Yeah, no, he's got to go through the so-called maze, but it's a pretty pathetic maze. All right, now the Bridge of Destiny. Let's get... Whoa!
Oh,
Back on the first square!
Way.
Oh, that is...
Straight away!
I didn't even get time to hype it up. He's trying to run down.
Too.
Oh, and
he got away.
Oh, man. That's...
And of course, in this situation, I can't... Let's be fair. I can't blame him.
Blame him. I can blame him. Doesn't accomplish anything, but I'm still blaming him. I wanted him to die. I wanted a close race. I got none of those things.
Well, if you're gonna do some blaming, then let's go to the. Oh, forget about that. Red Hydra is stunning Tristal. Oh wow, he got lucky and got away. But those Red Hydras, those were bad news.
Oh, that was spectacular, and he's made it through the the hero dash like a real hero. Sprinting at full speed. Does he have it left over to take out Tiamat? All right, he's gonna nuke him one step at a time. Oh, the Thief chimes in with 50 damage, so Tiamat's a little soft.
Uh-oh. It's the dreaded ink spell.
Pretty much nothing he'd rather see. Tiamat not taking a lot of damage from these nukes here, and he's only got a... Oh, never mind. He's made
there we go. We're good.
Goes down with nary a shot fired, and Tristal is pretty much on the home stretch now.
Yeah, that sub-hour is definitely at risk. Except he's disqualified because he's about to run from this Tyro.
Running from Tyros, running from Warmex. It's a team of cowards, I tell you. A successful first place team of cowards.
But first, he's going to probably fill up on heal potions. Excellent move, because there are still a lot of really nasty monsters coming up in the Temple of Fiends. Now, we only have to defeat the Phantom here, but still.
Yeah, I think at this point he figures if no one else is finished, that he's got to be in a good position. So spend the extra minute, because the last thing you want to do is peter out here for 30 seconds of buying heals.
Tristal gets away from the double dragons, as the PSP crews likes to call it. And oh boy, he's almost there.
You got a fighter with ice too. It's
that's a violation, man.
If he doesn't get away here, he could get cooked. Oh.
Yeah, but
another hero.
Yeah, but it would have been okay. It would have been okay though, because I mean he had just started the temple. To be honest.
Yes, it might not have cost him the win, but would have set him back.
Split Punch also running from a Tyro.
And
okay, here it is. Tristal for the game.
Nuke, nuke, nuke. Oh! Ow!
543 damage.
Oh,
but he got him!
Goes down to a couple of nukes. That could have been something if he was a little easier.
And Tristal clears the seed in 53-32. My goodness, that was just an amazing run by him.
Yeah, an absolute demonstration of how to take down this stage. GG, Tristal, congratulations, and you set the record for stage 4.
And Split Punch runs from another Tyro. Oh, I'm so disappointed.
But did he ever cast Temper?
No, he never did. Tristal never cast a Temper.
Yeah, not in my recollection either. So he could have been even faster if he didn't waste the time buying it. That's all I'm saying.
Now, but somebody did kill a Tyro. Who killed a Tyro? Was it Tristal who killed the Tyro earlier in the seed?
I'll ask him about that. I was willing to forget it. See if we can get him in for a quick congratulatory chit-chat.
Split Punch is going against Mwahaha, vampires.
Yeah, in Earthcave, there's one, and he makes a big deal about himself, and then you get to, the Mirage Tower, and they're just hanging out in cliques.
Ooh, nice hit from that ninja. 227 damage.
Yeah, that's the case for promotion right there. The Thief is never going to touch that without a Masamune, and Ninja sure can. Sure it can. Sure.
Oh, we missed the observation from chat that fighters had nuke as well. So Tristal was especially lucky.
He was indeed. They call it Tristluck for a reason. Ah, my ears are burning. I think Tristal's trying to join us now. We'll get to him in just a second.
Tristal comments, possibly the luckiest run I have ever done.
Oh, yes. We were all there to bear witness to it.
And if it gives you any indication as to how good Tristal was, looking at the Chime split, which is the last splint that our tracker Zangief did, Tristal is 23-22. Welcome, Tristal. I'm just recalling the split times on this Chime here. 23-22 for Tristal, 37-34 for Minochi, 49-29 for Will Bloodworth, and 53-26 for Split Punch. Congratulations, Tristal. That was just an amazing run.
Yeah, that is. But for one ambush in Mirage, that was pretty much the perfect run. That was so much good luck. I'm afraid for the future stages. I think I just used it all up on this run. That run was gorgeous.
That one step into Warmech was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I couldn't help but laugh at that, too. Somehow managed to get away with all four of my party members. Stop only hit like one character or something like that.
Yeah,
pretty insane luck for Warmech to have stop and not, something that would murder my whole party.
Yeah, he's in the same pool as like the Fiends, too. So he could have come out swinging with anything, and you just dodged it all. So with your time of 53, you've set the stage record, so congratulations. And also, there's quite a bit of daylight between you and Minochi, who looks like he's angling for second tonight. So you're going to put up some pretty nasty scores for everybody chasing you. So
well, that's sort of unfortunate. I don't really wish harm on anybody else. I don't, I'm not a guy that'll dream crush or anything like that. But, I think there's going to be a lot of people setting PBs on this stage because just, everything was kind of handed to you and you were in go mode 20 minutes in or whatever. So the toughest part was getting gold for the bottle. And I think if I had just gone to like Cardia Islands or something like that, maybe I'd have found enough stuff to. But yeah, that was
the Trove and Volcano, which I think you go moded right past. The treasure trove there had katana, sun sword, dragon armor, and a Vorpal sword. Something ridiculous. So like that was the 29G right there for anybody that was actually looking. But yeah, that was the place to find it. But your routing took you other places anyway. So
yeah, totally sweet Brat kill by Will Bloodworth here, by the way.
Yeah, Minochi busted Barak on Kraken 2. He wiped to him the first time. He was actually a couple minutes ahead of you, but he wiped on Kraken.
Lucky me. There's that hashtag trust luck like you were talking about.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky.
Definitely. I'll take what I can get with all these killers in the race. The Arteas, the Minochis. I think there were 3 people who had already won, and then plenty of other people who have proven their worth in this league already too. So I'm very thankful that I managed to finally wrangle a win out of this, because I was definitely getting worried.
Here, I'm gonna slip to you, Tristal, the split times. It says Zarnax, but substitute it for your name. Let me slip this to you.
One of the newest features that Game Boy is talking about in the Randomania tracker is that it automatically tags the split times for all of the items that the trackers light up as you complete them. So that's going to be pretty sweet for like looking back and record keeping and comparing runs. It's not the be-all and end-all of data calculation. It's still a randomized game, but it's always nice to have some numbers to compare instead of blind guesswork.
And in the background, Zalnop finishes in second place, 7 seconds under 1 hour. Well done.
Congratulations. And to think, were not for Tristal, that would have been a record-setting time.
Well, I tell you, I mean, Tristal does. No, wait a minute. Were you in that? No, you weren't in that race. Never mind.
Yeah, my travels took me elsewhere this last weekend, so I missed out on some races too, and that was getting me kind of worried because after this one, there's only 3 more league races left in this stage, so it was, it was go time.
Yeah, go time, and you definitely delivered. And what I was trying to recall, see, I seem to have this thing about record runs for whatever reason, because a few weeks back I had a Dragon Warrior Randomizer Chaos Mode race, and that was decided like in record time by like 5 or 6 minutes. It was crazy.
Nice.
Oh, Split Punch gets the hero brack on Kraken with his last standing Black Wizard.
Very nice.
Crazy.
He was just like smashing away on the Wizard, so they were just desperately bracking over and over again. It's always good to see Conj come through in the clinch.
Meanwhile, Zarnax over here taking care of Tiamat the traditional way. As Minochi takes a stab on Temple of Fiends. Revisited.
Yeah, you ran into the fighters and mages, and I think the mage... the fighter hit you with ice too. What you didn't see was the nuke, which Minochi doesn't want to see either.
Yeah, well, I guess that was pretty lucky then, because I did have one, that mage fighter group at the end did ambush me, so yeah, that could have been real rough. I mean, I only would have lost like a couple minutes, but I also ran into fighters in Air Cave as well, so I got lucky to not even see the Ice 2 out of that fight.
Artea has finished in a time of 61 minutes and 9 seconds, so pretty much same range as where he was last time. Minochi's about to come toward the end. Edgeworth has forfeited. Oh, apparently there's a trans party going on Will Brother's side.
Can he hit the Warmac? We know he's been showing his ugly head tonight.
I think he skipped it.
Yeah, that one-step Warmac is pretty spectacular. That's the first I've ever seen of that.
Yeah, I think Will's just gonna skip that Warmac fight with the way his steps are going, because I believe the Nacho was the second encounter I got on the bridge, so chances are pretty good he's gonna skip that and maybe hit the Red Hydras right at the end. Yeah.
And Minochi's on the Phantom, and it looks like that Phantom hit like a truck, but it only took 2 or 3 nukes for you to get him down. That was a good one, and another one. Job's done. Minochi punches his card.
1:03:09, and we're gonna find Split Punch finishing 8 seconds behind that,
with one Black Wizard, and it's Conj once again. That guy knows how to get the job done.
Oh my goodness! What a great race!
Yeah, there's a huge middle of the pack here that's all finishing very close together. It's awesome.
All right, let's see who we have left. Still racing is S4 Zand0, Zarnax, Will Bloodworth still in there, as is Zardia, as Zarnax has run into the dreaded Green Dragons.
That's kind of the worst thing you can pretty much find on the way to the Phantom. Possibly Fighter Mages, but he gets through it. There's enough charges of nuke to go around now. Zarnax curiously shuffled Zed all the way up into the front of his lineup there. It looks like he wants to keep his Thief alive longest in this Phantom battle. But I don't think it's going to be a big deal one way or the other.
And we welcome Zalnop, our second place finisher, to the stream. Good game.
Good game.
GG Zalnop, and Zarnax42 has just finished as well. Second place.
Yeah.
Sorry, second for you, Zelnup, with a time right around an hour, and yet it's still 7 minutes off the pace.
It is
or something
still
like that.
7 minutes off the pace, but I'm very glad to get second place in one of these league races because, you know, you have the best runners running these races, and to get anywhere in the top 3 is just awesome for me.
Yeah, it's Olympic season, and that's a podium finish, so you should, you should feel pretty proud about that. It's a strong finish in this pack, especially. Like, the lineup tonight is like a meat grinder, and you were right near the top.
Yep. And yeah, I'm happy that I'm improving to the point where I can start being a little bit more of a competition for these guys.
All right, so you were off stream, Zalnop. So can you give us a brief Cliff Notes explanation of what you dealt with?
The biggest thing I dealt with was not having enough money to get all of my Black Mage's nuke right away. So I actually took a couple fights right outside Provoca to try and get enough money to afford nuke, and then finding the super early crown in Dwarf Cave, it leads me to believe that TNT is going to be locked somewhere. So I'm checking all the crown chests and find the TNT and find the floater and the slab, and it's just like, all right, it's time for go mode. So I'm very glad I didn't go Marsh.
Yeah, I don't think anybody went Marsh, at least out of the stream that we saw.
No, it's not incentivized. There's no fiend down there, and you already had the crown, the key, the TNT. There was no going to Marsh unless you absolutely had to.
Yep. Then it's just running around as fast as you can and trying to make sure that you don't take an unfortunate wipe or anything like that. I had some problems with Grey Wolves on the way to Astos that set me back a little bit, and then I had another problem with the werewolves, I think in Earth Cave, that set me back a little bit because they had toxic and poison respectively or something like that. So
yeah, in these quick blitzkrieg seeds, there's not a lot of margin for error because whatever pitfall you stumble into is probably, you might be the only one that it happens to, right? Especially if you have like an unlucky wipe. But obviously your little Provoca grind to bust out some cash worked out because it helped propel you into second place.
Yeah, having the extra charges of nuke, definitely helped. If anybody left Provoca with only the one mage having nuke or something like that, it just makes taking fights that much more difficult later on.
Will Bloodworth is on the Phantom with just 2 party members. Oh, he loses his second Black Mage. That's not, his last Black Mage. Let's see if his Thief can pull a miracle off here, and he's not going to be able to. He's going to have to try 2F again. Sforzando is approaching the top of the Sky Castle. We'll see if he gets Triss luck and runs into the War Mech, or if he can get through.
Oh, Metal Slimes with Thunder. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, chat has mentioned that. Will immediately runs into Double Dragons.
Yeah, question from chat. Yeah, Will was down the party members before he even got to the Phantom. He started the fight with 2 dead and just took a crack at it.
So we'll go ahead and discuss the upcoming schedule while we're wrapping up here. We have 3 more league races left on Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern. Over on the Speed Gaming Network, it will be the first race. Saturday at 12:01 a.m. So that would be Friday night into Saturday. There'll be the penultimate race, and then the ultimate race will be Saturday at 5 o'clock. Speed Gaming Network will carry that as well. So meanwhile, over in Randomania, tomorrow we've got 2 events going on. We got the draw for the Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament, the Chaos tournament. You have about 18 hours left to register for that. That's at 5 o'clock. That's on Randomania. 9 o'clock on Randomania, we have the Zelda 2 Randomizer weekly race. So those will be, that is what we've got coming up. Randomania, we've also have the Super Mario Land weekly coming up on Friday, Pokemon Randomizer on Saturday, and I'm sure we'll have plenty more Final Fantasy Randomizer League action coming up in the upcoming weeks and months.
Is there anything about the the upcoming marathon you'd like to mention?
Oh yeah, I will mention that the Randomania Marathon is going to start probably somewhere March 23rd, March 24th. The schedule isn't quite finished on that yet. Still got a few days for that to be cranked up, but we got a lot of good stuff that's going to come in. We're probably going to, as far as this is concerned, we're probably going to do an NPC randomizer race, an NPC shuffle race. We'll probably do a regular race as well, and we're also going to do Final Fantasy for the PSP. I'm going to run that, so it's going to be a fun marathon, especially if you're a Final Fantasy fan.
I think it's fair to say that our audience here is hopefully Final Fantasy fans, and I'm glad that Final Fantasy Randomizer and FFR PSP are well represented. It's going to be really exciting. Like those marathon events, they're inspiring in a whole different way. So it's just awesome that the community can be a part of that. So Sardia has been pushing forward, runs right into some palette swapped white Ds right at the beginning. TOFR, Sports Hundo doesn't, he'll cook right past it. Sardia's had enough of that.
That's what he gets for turning white dragons into green dragons. That's, just no.
No palette swap love. All right, second reset through. He's doing better here. Oh, he's got some real ugly fighters and mages, and they're making him pay for what he did to their palette.
Okay, Will Bloodworth did finish in 7th place in 70 minutes even. And he was not happy about that.
He's joined us in chat.
He's joined us in that. And
yeah, that was a treat. That was quite the treat.
For Zando finishes 72.25, so I believe we are down to 2. No, we're down to, it's just Zardia now.
Yeah, just Zardia polishing it off. Will, can you talk about the early Peninsula Power grind that you did? Like what the plan was there? Because, I mean, obviously it didn't work out, but can you walk me through it?
A lot of money. I wanted a lot of money. I figured that I'd be getting some equipment down the road. I was kind of gambling on a tougher seed, and we didn't get it. When I saw the floater show up in Dwarf's Cave, I'm like, well, I'm not finishing very high in this one.
Yeah, I was afraid that you'd see that and be like, crud. Well, Sforzando and Sardia have both finished. So that brings a wrap to all of the live action. We'll see if they pop in for a little recap too. GG to them.
Yeah, what a great race. It was only 19 minutes between first and last.
Yeah. It was a free seed, like level 2 nuke and everything before you left the central area. You had your slab, you had your floater, and presumably you had at least 2 or 3 charges of nuke. I think I had like 4 or 5 by the time I left, and I didn't need any of it.
Yeah, it was a dead sprint. Just try to avoid like any kind of unlucky wipes, but there's not much you can do to avoid those. They just tend to happen. I guess that's why they're unlucky wipes, right?
Right. Yeah, I think the only wipes I had were in Topher, and I had like 3 or 4 of them.
It was a bit ironic that you, who leveled up the most, ended up with the most unlucky wipes in the final dungeon. Like you had the hardest seed of all. That's just brutal luck.
Yeah, that was a Will ending if ever I've seen one. That's for sure. Like do everything right and still have the deck hit you right in the, you know what.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Are Tsar and Sforzando going to pop in here?
Apparently, Carrie had thunder. Well, I avoided that.
Yeah.
At least that worked.
Fighters had nuke. Did you bump into that one?
Oh yeah, I got that. Yeah, Ice 2, and nuke. So I most certainly did because I got ambushed by the mage fighter group twice.
Yeah, you had the rotten luck. Tristel stepped on a war mech tile on the very first tile of the hero run hallway, and it's cast like stop and only got one of his guys. So I mean, you want luck? That's luck.
It's Tristel. What do you expect? Tristel and Artea walk on water. Guys like me are the guys that are drowning. So it happens. That's just the way. That's the way it goes. The way of the universe. You can't get down about it. You just got to push through it.
Well, I don't see Tsar or Sforzando popping in.
Did you invite him in IRC? I'm sure they'd probably be willing to talk to you.
I think we're actually all trespassing. I'm not sure any of us actually got invited.
No, I just go where I feel like.
Hey, am
We
I
just
saying
busted right
anything?
in like the Kool-Aid man.
Oh yeah.
I will say something about your bad luck, Will Bloodworth. I would like to disclaim that you do have a 0 for this stage.
Oh, no doubt. Absolutely. You still want to beat the better runners, though. I don't come in this because I want to, keep other people from scoring highly. I just want to perform well against the best. You can race people who are way below your caliber all the time and get a false sense of, your true skill level, but you don't really know how good you are until you're playing people like Artea, Edgeworth, Tristel, Minochi, Czar in the same race and see where you measure up to them. It's a good opportunity.
Yeah, indeed. And Tristel, with that win, you are back into a 3-way tie with Artea and Minochi. So we are, who is that? Oh, yeah, Split Punch can come through and win in the next 3 races. We will be back to our 0-4, so to speak. And we'll have four stages before, if we keep this up, we're going to have the super psycho crazy tiebreaker that I understand is coming.
Yeah, I hope Split Punch can pull out a win in one of these last 3 races. This was Split Punch's first race in this stage, so I think I tried like 4 times, so I think we'll be all right.
I'd love to see something like a 8-person tournament at the end, like the top 8 scorers or top 10, top 12. I think it'd be interesting to see that and seed everybody according to their score. Because, I mean, it's going to end up being like, me at number 10 against Artea. You definitely earn your spot.
That does give me an idea. And I mean, I'm no administrator. I mean, well, I am a tournament administrator, just not in this game. But sure. It would be interesting if you did like the top 12, but the higher your score, the more of a handy, like you have to wait a few minutes to start.
Or you could have the top, let's say if you had a 12-person, playoff at the end, the top 4 seeds could get a bye, and then the 5 through 12 have to play a first-round match. Similar to how the NFL does it. I think that would be pretty fun. It'd be a fun way to end it. The scheduling shouldn't be that bad.
Or we could do it like the AFL, where like the top 4 get a second chance, but the bottom 4, it's complicated. Never mind.
AFL.
Great idea. Whatever that is, we'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like it's time to wind it down. So let's start with Zelnup. Any final words?
Not really any final thoughts, except I'm pretty proud of my performance today, so I'm happy I got second.
Yeah, congratulations on second place. That's a great finish tonight, and under an hour too, or right on an hour, whatever it was. That's a strong finish. Will?
Hey, GG to Zelnup. That's a hell of a time, and I'm happy to see after all the you've had some hard luck in these seeds, and I'm really happy to see you come out with a better chaos score.
Thank you.
So I'll reserve my comments for that alone.
Tristel?
This was just #Tristluck all the way. I think pretty much everybody kind of had the same route, so it was really just a matter of who the game wanted to crown the winner, and I guess today it was my turn. So I'm relieved to get out of this stage finally. Or do neutral alignment races coming up next week.
Well, luck or not, you still had to execute, and you did, so GG.
Well, as for me, once again, always a pleasure to cover the Final Fantasy Randomizer races. Just being a dev and working on this game a little bit and then getting involved has been just, it's been quite the journey, and I've enjoyed it every step of the way. I'm going to turn it over to Game Boy for the final words.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And this actually was my first stage first race, Final Fantasy Randomizer race that I've ever done, but commentary wise, and I know I don't typically play it, but I've always enjoyed a good Final Fantasy Randomizer race. So thank you all very much for watching. Just once again, reminder, the next event here on Randomania is the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament Draw. That's at 5 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, followed by Zelda 2 Randomizer Weekly at 9. And that is all for that. So for my co-commentator Nitz and our tracker Zansgrief, please follow both of them. I am Game Boy F9. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. You're watching Randomania. Good night.
Good night.